plan their life. Okay, apart from 40 million of Ukrainians, have a look in the news yourself. Why does every single European country is increasing their defense budget? It was going down for decades, but Russia changes everything. Russia changes everything to something worse, and you can't even imagine how bad it is to be a Russian person in 2022 in September and crossing the Georgian border. I'm hiding here from my government. Yes, the government that I don't mind, but I don't want to go to Ukraine. Is it okay if we hide here? Yeah, I know. We attacked you in 2008. We killed and raped your women and we stole from you. Yeah, because we are bigger. We understand that. Yeah, Moldova. Look at Moldova. Look at Moldova, Georgia, Ukraine. Look what they do in Africa. So many different places. And 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, when Putin looks Macron in the eye and he says, Russian government has nothing to do with Wagner mercenaries. It's nothing, and he's smiling. Last summer, what does he say? It's fully funded by Russian government. $3 billion minimum annually. Guess how much they get back? They get back more than 10 billion by stealing diamonds and other national resources all across Africa. If there is something to steal, Russia will be there. Guess why they want to denazify Donetsk and Lugansk regions? Have a look how many natural resources they have over there, and you will have your answers. If they can denazify your fridge or your iPad when you are not looking, they will do that. Because Russia is a terrorist state.
Russia is the terrorist state.
Russia is a terrorist state.
Russia is the terrorist state.
Tribunal for Russian war criminals.
Tribunal for Russian war criminals.
Tribunal for Russian war criminals.
Tribunal for Russian.
And although it doesn't look like it, well, they are bigger than us, well, they are stronger than us, but Russia themselves were giving us a week. They already wanted a parade on a Sunday, on 24th, they attack on a Thursday, on Sunday we have parade, we are in Kiev, maybe another week to prepare and rehearse, yet here we are, almost 2 years later, and we are still standing strong. Guess what? Many people said last year, oh, it was such an unsuccessful year for Ukrainian army. Well, they went forward by 500 square kilometers in the whole year. Every single day, 10 to 1 mortar shells are being shot from Ukraine towards Russian enemy and from Russian enemy to Ukraine. They shoot at us 10 times more mortar shells. They have bigger size army, yet they can't go forward. They get 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. With the speed that they had last year, it will take them more than 1,000 years to take Ukraine. If you call it success, I don't think Putin will see the fruit of his labor. Unfortunately, he's too old to do even a life sentence. But Hague issued a warrant. He can't go to Europe anymore and lie to Macron or anyone else that these mercenaries are not mine, these war crimes are not mine, and the only reason that they are getting more and more sanctions, apart from what they actually do, is what they say. How intelligent you need to be to say, yes, I kidnap children. He expects the world to just be scared. Oh, we can't prosecute, we can't issue warrant arrests. It's Putin. He has nuclear weapons. Well, he has nuclear weapons that most of the aviation that they use right now. Guys, I'm telling you, the sanctions are working. 50% of Russian aviation is used for parts to fly another 50. They had more than 180 emergency landings last year, more than a dozen this year, and it's only January. So when they say sanctions not working, Putin can't feel it, Russians can't feel it. Well, when you are in a plane like the other day and you've been flown as a millionaire in Russia and it just falls down, sanctions are working. If they don't understand how we feel being bombed, that getting medicine, that sanctions don't allow those iPods, those cars, those electronics, they need to feel the consequences of their actions. What do? They just pay their way out of any sanctions. But when they come to Europe, they are faced with reality. When they come to Finland border, they closed the border from last year for several months now. Finland, first thing that they did when they realized that now they will join NATO and they're safe now. Safety. Norway says we have 3 years to prepare just in case if Russia attacks us. Little Norway says they have 3 years. Lithuania and Latvia says if you drink drive in Latvia, your vehicle will be given to Ukrainian army because we want to help, and clearly you are not in a state to drive or you don't understand how it works. You're a danger for us. This car can serve in Ukrainian army. Most of the defense budget, Lithuania says, we will give you anything we can. If you want us to fix your tanks, we will fix your tanks. If you want us to help you with your veterans, to do a rehab, we will help and we will pay for that. Guess who they have border with? Russia. But they are not scared. They are more scared, like Ukrainians, that they can wake up again oppressed by Russians. Like Lithuanians, they were the first ones, one of the first ones, who in 1991 said, enough is enough. What did the USSR did? They switched off all the TV channels, but guess what? The Scandinavian media, they aired it, and the whole world saw how they treat civilians. Look, since 1991 until now, what do they do with civilians in Belarus when there is an uproar that another rigged election happens? Russia sends armed police to sort out. Look at Georgia, as well in the 90s, how many people they killed in that square. Look how many countries Russia had slaughtered civilians in, and mostly it's their neighbors. But Africa is not their neighbors, but they have national resources. Russia is nothing but a terrorist. Russia is a terrorist state.
Russia is the terrorist state.
Stop Putin, stop the war.
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 Stop Putin, stop the war.